Greetings again. I can't say how grateful I am to those helping me. I'm getting this communication that I don't have to prove some things, that it will be done for me. And they're telling me this professional hazard is definitely a violation of professional therapy by a therapist, Dr. Farooq Z. Ahmed, and that also in detail when I went through some of the interviews of Joanne Herring and some of the articles as I searched more and more, that I don't have to prove this liar. I've read between the lines and I've read the inconsistencies that are there. I saw in the article on Joanne Herring, she's tried to defend herself, but she's been lying. And so in my previous video, I said that it could be that the voice of Dr. Ferozi Ahmed from her office could have gone outside, but no. There was a staff member who told me कि Dr. Ahmed जोर जोर से चिल्ला रही थी, ऐसे चिल्ला रही थी कि बाहर तक हमें सबको स्टाफ मेंबर्स को आवाज आ रही थी. बाहर तक meaning the gate of her clinical psychology institute in PECHS. So after the appointment with Miss Asteria Desa, when I went there, one staff member told me that Dr. Ahmed was shouting so loudly that her voice could be heard outside her office until here, means the gate of the institute. And so it's very strange that Miss Asteria Desa would come to Dr. Ferozi Ahmed, and the Karachi American School would only talk to Dr. Ferozi Ahmed and no one else. My father had to go to the Karachi American School to talk to them. This is very strange about the relationship and with Ferozi Ahmed, between Ferozi Ahmed, and Karachi American School. How come Ferozi Ahmed was given this special treatment? And I'm sorry, during this my grace under fire, I cannot speak in politeness softly. My religion. Sorry, I'm too stressed, and actually I think the Americans wanted to give us Alzheimer's disease. I was told that my health, spiritual people, my religious spiritual people told me that my health should be perfect. So, but my enemy, someone has sent satanic powers on me to make me forget and all that. Like today, the crow's voice. No, the cock's voice. Yeah, the cock voice in my ear. After I woke up, then this happened. There are no cocks here. So excuse me, you can make fun of my madness, but let me tell you, in Islam, you would be going against Islam. Now, I've written in my diary that Dr. Ahmed and I had a disagreement about shouting at Miss Asteria Desa. Earlier on, she just told me that Miss Asteria Desa is a wretched woman. This is what Farokh Ahmed, Dr. Farokh Ahmed, I'm sorry, I can't call her doctor. She could be a doctor of messing up people's minds like she did mine and my mother's. And I just have to briefly put this in. There was this article in the American magazine itself against psychology, or a book written by an American author. There was actually a book that the disadvantages of going to a therapist and being in therapy. One person, a lady, was in therapy, and then the case was that she would go and become promiscuous, start sleeping with people. This was the side effect of psychoanalysis. The book had mentioned this. So please be careful. Like the pill Halcyon. First they gave it to my mother, and then there was this negative article on this pill, this medication, Halcyon. People who've had Halcyon can become violent, can become murderers, can kill others. So now we were told in some magazine that this Halcyon medication is extremely dangerous. These are the side effects. One side effect being that the person becomes extremely violent and can kill people, or die taking Halcyon. It can kill the person. It's poison. Things like that were coming in 1988-89 when I had changed houses, shifted to a new house. And so I used to go to Agha's supermarket where I got all these foreign magazines. So in one of those foreign magazines, American magazines, I read this. And I made my mother stop taking this medication. She was on Halcyon. And also, like I said, that no one should be above the law in Pakistan. Why was Dr. Farokh Ahmed given this special privilege? Not being a psychiatrist, didn't have a degree in psychiatry, but she was giving her patients Serenus medication. And she told me that it doesn't matter to her. No law is going to come and, put her in jail or fine her. She can handle this herself. So I could go to the chemist and get Serenus with her signature. So why was Dr. Farokh Ahmed made to break this law and yet get away? And at that time, about Miss Desa, she's told me only that Miss Asteria Desa is a wretched woman. This is in the month of Ramadan, I remember, because I've written this in my diary, that I had an argument. I disagreed on this with Dr. Farokh Ahmed. It was Ramadan and I was fasting, and this was not the behavior of a fasting person. This is not in the spirit of our Islam. So I had to break my fast before time. And then after Miss Asteria Desa's death, I've gone to her because I had this problem with the people on the internet in Karachi, and she's asked me about Miss Desa, and she said, yeah, this is very good. You should feel angry with Miss Asteria Desa. You should be hating that woman. And she's then told me that what Miss Desa has told her in a meeting in her clinical psychology institute. And she's told me, no, I remember telling you before, like in 1986, 87, or 85, when she had a meeting with Miss Asteria Desa in her clinical psychology institute in her office. But I don't remember her telling me what Miss Desa had told me. I remember her telling me that Miss Desa is a wretched woman way back then. And later on, she's told me that Miss Desa has put this blame on me, this terrible blame that I was something that I was not. And the Karachi American School, I remember Dr. Ferozi Ahmed told me in the 1980s that she's spoken to the Karachi American School and the authorities have told her that Miss Desa has written in the school record, either she stays or I stay. This is regarding me. And that Dr. Todd and Miss Asteria Desa have decided that Zahra Jawad is this, and should not be taken back into Karachi American School because it is a crime to be a gay homosexual. And later on, Dr. Ferozi Ahmed has told me in year 2000 somewhere that Miss Asteria Desa said that, oh, I thought she was like this regarding me, the she. So Dr. Ferozi Ahmed has always tried to make me go completely against Miss Asteria Desa, hate her, feel anger. Like she shouted at Miss Asteria Desa, sorry, this was a message, shouted so much, so loudly that outside of her clinical psychology institute, the staff members, the driver had heard her shouting at Miss Asteria Desa during Ramadan.